Hi everybody, it's Honest John. As you know, yesterday Obama went to Ground Zero and laid a wreath in honor of the people who were murdered on 9/11. And he invited George Bush to be there with him, and Bush declined. The original reason that was given was Bush wanted to maintain a low profile and keep his privacy. But a Bush insider kind of let it leak out that Bush was upset because he didn't feel he got the credit he deserved for the killing of bin Laden. So I like to think I'm a fair-minded guy. So let's give Bush the credit he deserves. So a little review. When the Bush administration came into office, they were repeatedly warned by Clinton and his staffers that bin Laden, Al-Qaeda, and terrorism was going to be the next major problem that was going to have to be dealt with by the Bush administration. They were even given a detailed plan of how to capture or kill bin Laden. Bush ignored this. Once, when a staffer tried to bring up the subject of terrorism at a Justice Department meeting, John Ashcroft said, "I don't want to hear another word about terrorism." And when an aide warned Bush about the growing threat of Al-Qaeda, Bush said, "I don't want to spend my time swatting flies." So they ignored the famous bin Laden determined to strike in America memo. They ignored warnings from flight schools that young Arab men were taking flying lessons, but they weren't interested in learning how to either take off or land the plane, something pilots usually consider kind of important. And they overlooked the fact that terrorists had been hijacking planes since the 1970s. So let's give credit where credit is due. Without the Bush administration, 9/11 would never have happened. They then let bin Laden escape when he was trapped up in Tora Bora. And then they went over to Iraq and ignored what was going on in Afghanistan and let the Taliban flourish and get reconstituted. And meanwhile, over in Iraq, we were fighting bin Laden's biggest enemy in the Middle East. See, bin Laden and Saddam Hussein despised each other. Iraq was a secular country, and bin Laden hated that. As a matter of fact, in the first Gulf War, bin Laden offered his troops to help out. But George Bush Sr. Decided against it, which was probably prudent. On the other hand, I would have accepted their help and put them right in the front. Now, see, if Bush had decided to actually finish the war in Afghanistan, we might have been home today. And we wouldn't have troops there, and so they might not have been close enough to get bin Laden. So credit where credit's due there. If the Bush administration had been competent and known what war was all about, we would have had to go a little bit further to get bin Laden. You might also remember Bush famously mentioning that he didn't think about bin Laden very much. And in 2005, he disbanded the section in the CIA dedicated to catching bin Laden. About a year later, bin Laden moved into the mansion in Pakistan where he was killed. So give Bush credit. By making it a point not to go after bin Laden, he caused him to relax so that he could be killed by another president 6 years later. Okay. Thanks for listening.